What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Let's get into this. Let's not waste any time. So Bitcoin's sitting at about $96,400 right now. It is the 4th of December. We are potentially moving away from our lows of this month. I think that actually, here we are, not even a full 24 hours away from when that low happened, but that low there at 93.5K, that could have been the December low, right? We're not even a day away from that, and I'm pretty confident that that was the December low. I think we really are about to start moving higher. I think Bitcoin is going to make that run for 100K and more starting now. And I think the next 2 weeks are going to be really crazy, you guys. I really do expect big things over the next 2 weeks. But it has to happen now. If it doesn't happen now, if we start to move down, if we close today red, what we're doing essentially is breaking out of this uptrend in the RSI, okay? If we break out of this uptrend in the RSI, oh, come on. Come on, you. Oh, why did it do it again? I didn't click right. I mean, I must have to do that. But if we break out of this uptrend in the RSI, then likely what that would mean is not only are we not breaking above 100K anytime soon, but we're probably going to go below 90K. So we could go, I said if we saw a red day that's what that would imply, but maybe not a red day. But if we saw something like below this low on a closing basis, if we were like closed down here or lower, yeah, we'd probably break out of this trend. So that wouldn't be good. So we don't want to close below 93K essentially on any given day. Let's look at the 4 hour and see what it's looking like there. 4 hour RSI is looking, it's actually looking bullish, guys. It's looking bullishly charged here. Right? Support line, resistance line kind of. Each time you've hit this resistance line, it's down immediately. Now you've been consolidating around it. Different behavior could beget different results. Just saying. I think you do look kind of bullish. Bouncing off the 40, not bad. And then if we take a relative low here to a relative high on the fibs, relative low to relative high, you literally tipped the golden ratio, man. And you're back above the 382. Statistically speaking, you are very likely to go above this high, okay? Is what this fibs is what the fib would tell me. If you were to go above this high, technically the next target would be 100,000, 100.2K. And that would then mean that you're above this high. If you're going above this high, the real fib to use would be this one from a high to a low. And this is the overall kind of like encompassing fib of this whole zone anyway, so it would make sense that it has more significance. We get above there, right? We get above this high here at the 886. Already getting above that high based on a fib level from this high to this low, already getting above that high would suggest that we go to $100,000, right? But getting above this high is also significance on the 886 level to suggest that we'd go above $102,000, right? That's our next kind of target area. Of course, I think that we won't just stop here or here. I think we're going much, much higher. But these are the next targets, right? The next targets for Bitcoin literally are in the 6-figure range, and nobody can debate that. Nobody can debate that at all. And I really do believe that over the next 2 weeks, you guys, we're going to see Bitcoin make strides up toward 120K. And I know it sounds crazy, but potentially we could go as high as like 130K over the next 2 weeks. I know it sounds crazy, guys. I really do. I understand. I'm trying to get this chart to where it doesn't look like just one single standalone candle. There we go. But if you'd like to see my reasoning for that, you can check out my video. Let's see, where are we at here? Check out this video. I'll leave it in the description. Where is it here? Where are we at? Was it the day before? This one, Bitcoin December analysis. If you want a little bit more of an in-depth description as to why I believe we're going to move up to 30K. But I mean, obviously, I think we're going to move up there because there's targets there, 130K in the next 2 weeks. But really, if you want the more in-tune details, I keep repeating myself, check out that video. But if we look at these targets here, right, you've moved from your last cycle's high to your bear cycle low. You moved up to your 886 level and found support there. You moved up above it, found support there month after month after month. Finally moved up above it. This kind of consolidation almost always means that you're going to see a strong move going into your expected area of extensions, right? Generally, you would expect the 1618 to the 1272 to be the area that you go to. But when you see this kind of consolidation, this kind of strength in the formation, in the structure of the chart of the fibs itself, I kind of negate the idea of this 103K area as the immediate target we have to go to, and then I start looking at these higher targets. And it makes sense too, you know, in another respect, if you look at this for what it is on a weekly basis, we've been consolidating right below the 1272 now for 3 weeks. That might not mean anything to you. You might not know a lot about fibs, but what it means to me, and I've been doing this for over 8 years now, what it means to me, consolidating right here below the 1272 means we're going to rip through it, right? If we're going to rip through it, where are we going to go? Well, based off these fibs, the next target area would be 128, 128K, right? Maybe we go up to 130K. And again, if you want to know why I think 130K, 132K, there's reasons for that. You can check out that video. I'll leave in the description. But if we take this high to low, where we've got the 1414 coming in here from this high to low, cycle high to cycle low, now we're taking in the consolidation high to consolidation low, right? This halving consolidation phase, the middle of the bull cycle consolidation phase. You can see that our 2272 extension comes in line very well with the 1414 extension. And there's a lot suggesting that we will see this 120 to 125 area come into play before the end of the month. I'm expecting that over the next 2 weeks, and I know I've got a whole lot of lines here, I'll get rid of it. I'm expecting that over the next 2 weeks, we see a very explosive move. You know, if we compare Bitcoin to what it did, you know, coming up here, we had a rather explosive move here, going from, you know, as low as 66.7K to 93.5K in the course of 9 days, I believe, right? If we look at this, I believe that was 9 days from here to that high. That was 9 days, right? So here we are on the 4th of December. When I say, you know, within the next 2 weeks that we could be up at 130K, I mean it, right? If we were to take the same, literally I drew this line from the low to the high pretty accurately, right? Pretty accurately. If anything, it's smaller than it should be, but that'll just add to my point, right? If we were to move, if that was low yesterday, we were to move up, look, that would put us at like 130K right there. And that would be on the 11th of December. If we were to move at the same pace as we did here. Now let's analyze that. Let's analyze what we did over here. We look at the RSI, right? We were in our daily overbought zone. We got overbought on the daily, and we stayed. Here we got overbought a little bit. Here we got overbought a little bit, but here we got overbought, and we continued to grow, right? You got overbought, and you continue to grow for 9 days. You do that much, right? If and when we move into the overbought zone, because the last time we moved into the overbought zone, that's what happened, right? We saw this expansive phase. We expanded. We got in the overbought zone. We expanded. And now we've been consolidating. Really, we've been consolidating ever since we hit like 88K, 94K, whatever you want to call it. Probably 94K, I'd say. Ever since then, we've been consolidating. Slowly moving up, but consolidating. It's upward sloping consolidation. When it comes time to breaking out of this consolidation, when we break into 100K, we're not going to slowly crawl our way through this. No. We've already been slowly crawling for the past month now, right? We've had enough of it, okay? Now it's time to break out. Now it's time for that next phase higher. And I think once we get into the overbought zone in the daily, once we see the volume coming back in on these readings here, instead of decreasing, you start to see it increasing, we will make a faster move than anything we've seen since the beginning of November. And I think that move will take us to 125 to 130K probably by the midway point of this month. And then what I'm expecting, a little bit of a pullback, and then going into the end of the month, we'll come back up. It'll almost look like we have a double top. Maybe in the beginning of January we pull back a little bit, but then we just rip up higher, right? It might even look something like this as far as like the higher lows go. Maybe not in the higher high sense, but just some kind of a higher low. I'm expecting January to provide significantly higher prices. Maybe as high as 160. I'm thinking maybe closer to like 140 to 130, something like that. But we'll see. But all in all, just the immediate term stuff. Really what I wanted to focus on. What I got a little bit sidetracked from is that in the immediate terms, I do believe that we're at 96.4K right now. I think I'm the only person on YouTube, the only person on X.com, the only person in the crypto space right now who's confidently telling anybody that we will see prices, let's go with $30,000 higher than we currently are now. Bitcoin will achieve prices that are $30,000 higher than it is right now in less than 2 weeks' time. That's my prediction. Let's see how that goes. That's not a clickbait thing. That's not for likes or for grabs. If you want proof in that, if this video wasn't proof of that enough for all the reasons that I gave, watch the December analysis video, right? I'm not just saying this. There's plenty of reasons why it would make sense for us to go up that high. Anyways, and in this time frame too. But that's all I got. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll leave a link in the description. Bye-bye.